Yeah, so let's start with the obvious. Why would you want to over-engineer your home? Well, I don't want to. I mean, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help myself. So my name is Matthias. I work with Spotify. At work, I get to see a lot of exciting new technology, but I'm an engineering manager, so I don't get the time enough to play with it. As a way out, I go overboard with my hobby, which is my home. More specifically, home automation. Home automation is a perfect playground to test a whole bunch of new toys. So this is a story of me turning my home into a smart home. I started out innocently, like everybody else, ordered a whole bunch of smart light bulbs. Who doesn't? And then soon thereafter, I felt like I need something more challenging. So luckily, my kids came up with a use case. They told me, I want to listen to my favorite party playlist and have the disco lights turn on automatically. Great. Now I just need to find something that can talk to the lights and something that can talk to my favorite music service. Luckily, as there is something like that, it's called Home Assistant. Home Assistant is an open source tool. It has a bunch of integrations, tons of them, as of today, over 1,000. And one of them is it can talk to my lights. Another one is it can talk to Spotify. And as the third thing is you can extend it with whatever automation you want to do. So as a bonus fact is Home Assistant does all its configuration with YAML files. And I mean, all of you love YAML, otherwise you wouldn't be here at KubeCon, right? So a couple of YAML files later, I have my first automation. Now whenever my kids play I Like to Move It by will.i.am, the disco lights kick off in the house. Great. The kids are happy. I am happy. But I do have this nagging feeling that my setup might not be adequate enough. I mean, what if the Raspberry Pi where Home Assistant is installed on fails right when the kids want to party? I wouldn't want to be in that room. I wouldn't want to be the person to tell them that they can't party. So to protect myself, I do three things. First, I deploy the Kubernetes, naturally. Home Assistant has ready Docker images, so it's just a kubectl run away to deploy. And and then I get automatic retries and restarts if Home Assistant would fail. Of course, I wouldn't do it that way because YAML, right? That's why it's a match made in heaven, and I now start to feel like I'm doing my due diligence as a YAML engineer. But why would I stop there? I mean, I have a whole bunch of sensors. I have a bedroom sensor, a temperature sensor. What if the battery would start to fail and I wouldn't notice? I need some kind of monitoring, right? Home Assistant has a lot of integrations, as I mentioned. There's standard ones like controlling your light bulbs and measuring your temperature. There's insane ones like ordering a pizza from Domino's as part of your home automation. And there's useful ones like exporting everything to Prometheus. Nice. So now I know I can use my tools that I know from work to monitor my system. I can use paging services. Unfortunately, I'm 24/7 on call. I've tried to recruit my neighbors to be part of my on-call rotation, but they have been unsuccessful so far. So now we have just a bit of YAML. We can start to scrape my bedroom. And my bedroom is now cloud native. Great. We now have a setup where we can control and do a whole bunch of things, but we do have one big problem. So what if one of the components fails and takes everything with it? We have this big fat monolith in the middle. Of course, we have microservices to the rescue. Home Assistant talks message queues, MQTT in particular, so that lets us build specific Home Assistant instances for certain purposes. So we just add MQTT to the mix, simple deployment, and now I have one Home Assistant for lights, one instance for tunes, one for pizzas, and a final one, a central one, a control plane if you want, that ties everything together. I now feel like I can rest at night, and even if the pizza service goes down and burns, we can still dance and party. Some might say that I over-engineer my home. I let you be the judge of that. Thank you.